Hi everyone, wishing you a healthy and happy Yom Kippur. And actually, Yom Kippur is about Teshuva. So today I want to talk about what is Teshuva and what is not Teshuva. Teshuva is something that a lot of people think is about saying how bad you are. But really, if we look deep in the essence of the word Teshuva, which means to come back, that's obviously not the case. So let's think about it from a different perspective before we talk about Chet. It's very natural for the Bria to do Teshuva. Where do we see this? Hashem created the world, Teshuva came before the world, which means it's a natural process of the world. Everything in the world that gets messed up, it naturally heals itself. Take, for example, a body. We get a splinter inside of our body, and over time, what happens? The body rejects this foreign entity, and the cut that was created is solely healed. Or, for example, when we eat something which is not supposed to be in our body, something rotten, what happens? Our body slowly rejects it and throws it up because this doesn't jive, it doesn't belong in this being. Now let's examine Chet. All of us are a chelek Elokah mimal, which means we're inherently holy, we're inherently Tzelem Elohim. Our natural state doesn't tolerate Chet. So when we have something in our being that doesn't jive, the natural process is for us to get rid of it slowly but surely. Your being will notice it doesn't belong here and start having charata. Charata means it's like throwing up. Like the Mesilas Yesharim says, akiras haratzon ki akiras hamaisa. When a person doesn't want the thing anymore, all of the power behind it that made it happen disappears. And it's like the action itself disappears in the world. So right now, before a person does tshuva, they're holding where this action is something that could agree with them. But as their das gets stronger and stronger, they realize this action and me we don't coexist. I don't want this in my being. And this process is like a process of throwing up. It's like saying, I don't want anything to do with this. And it's actually a process of cleaning up. The same way a person throws up, the things they were inside of them they don't want, and even though it's painful to throw up, they're happy it's leaving. Tshuva is just a cleaning process, like, I don't want this in my being anymore. And it's painful that it's in my being, and now I'm happy that I'm getting rid of it through this pain of getting rid of the desire that I had to do it. Tshuva is not about thinking bad about yourself. It's about going into your essence. Like we learned in the Torah when Hashem, after Chet Adam Rishon, what did Hashem say to Adam Rishon? Ela afar tashuv. You're going to do tshuva by going back to your source. You were created from afar and you go back to afar. And as soon as you get to your source, you're going to be clean because your natural state is clean. So when we think about doing tshuva, what we need to think about is the action. Do we want this in our life? Do we not want this in our life? The Satan loves these type of machshavas because he immediately tacks on all kinds of foreign concepts like you're bad, you should have done better, how could you do this, you're a mod b'melech Hashem, you're a rotten person, all these type of ideas which have absolutely nothing to do with tshuva. Because tshuva doesn't have to do with my essence, am I bad or good? Tshuva has to do with this thing, do I want this thing or not? And the truth is, of course you're good. You're a person who wants to do good, and you made a mistake, and Hashem is with you in this process. And the process of learning the world and understanding it like children, we learn things about the world. As adults, we're just like children. We go day in and day out, and sometimes we make mistakes, and we realize, wow, I don't really want that. That's a beautiful process of tshuva. But if we put our energy into listening to the Satan and thinking we're bad, and thinking that we should have done better, and how could it possibly be, and all these dramatic things, all of the energy that we have is sucked out of the process of actually throwing up this action and goes sucked into this negative place which pulls us down, 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 and ends up pulling up the Chet again. Because when a person feels so bad, what are they going to have to do? They have to find something to pick themselves up. So they go to the nearest local Chet. These machshavas come in Yom Kippur, throw them out. Throw them la'azazel. They have nothing to do with Hashem. He doesn't care, doesn't think you're bad. He doesn't want you to think you're bad. He loves you. He gave us opportunities to grow in this world. He expected us to fall. He expects us to find many, many mistakes and learn slowly. And after we learn, we have charata, clean ourselves out. It was a beautiful process of a person learning how to be close to Hashem. All of those negative thoughts about being bad is just the way of the Satan pulling you away from Hashem. It's not tshuva, it's actually making you farther. Now, I often seen in myself that the time that's easiest to fall in this is if there's a mistake that I'm making that I'm not fully holding by having charata, that I really don't really understand how bad it is for me. And it could be I could fall again into the thing. In that situation, it's very easy for us to think, oh, but it says in Shulchan Aruch that I shouldn't do it, so I must be bad and I want to do it, and fall, the tshuva should go thinking how bad I am that I want to do something against Hashem. In my personal experience, this is not tshuva, and there's a much better way to do it. The way to do it is say to Hashem, I, right now, don't see the way you see. You tell me this is bad for me, and I think right now it's good for me. But I want to see the world like you're teaching me. Show me, teach me. I want to be close to you, and I know this makes us far, and I'm not holding there yet. Teach me and bring me to you. These type of diburim are tshuva because they bring us closer to Hashem. Hashem doesn't expect you to understand all of the ideas of the world, what's good and what's bad, at the age of 13 or 14 or 43 or 53. There are certain things you still need to grow. That's why you're still in this world. So when you come to him and say, Hashem, I want to be close to you, but I don't understand this yet. Teach me. That is an incredible kirva, and he's extremely happy with that. And that itself will be a process of tshuva that will take over time and over time. And after a while, you will get to the place where, wow, I really understand this is bad for me. And you will throw it up, and you will fix all of the distance that was created from your actions. Hashem should give us the wisdom to know our value, and at the same time, look at the things we need to fix, despise them, get rid of them, and become beautiful, amazing people. And besimcha, come back to Hashem in this Yom Kippur.